Welcome to Wisdom Talks, new episode. Today we'll talk a bit about what is good karma and what is bad karma. As we discussed last time, um, actually what is good and what is bad is not judged from our perspective, but is judged from the universal perspective, from the universal laws. So some things that we might consider, hey, this is good. Other people, the laws of the universe might consider that it's bad. So generally, when we talk about bad karma, we talk about violence committed to others in different ways. And of course, the worst thing is physical violence. And one thing which is important to understand is that doesn't include only humans, it includes also animals. Nowadays, we have animal protection organizations, but it's not only the dogs and cats which are protected by the laws of the universe, but all living entities. Generally, we have this idea in that people have a protest for the rights of the animals, and then they go to McDonald's and they eat some beef because the cow is not an animal and want rights for some animals. Yeah, so this is according to the laws of the universe. All living entities have a right to live, and if we commit some violence towards them, then we'll have some reactions because they have the right to commit some violence upon us. So that's the source of many things: wars, pestilence, not very popular ideas. But anyway, you commit violence, then you have to get some violence. So eating meat is probably the biggest problem in the society nowadays, which is considered normal, but is it? So, well, not. Of course, there's other things which have bad reactions, or generally they lead to violence, lead to sometimes if you consume some substances, you'll just lose a bit of your intelligence, and if you're not intelligent, then you'll do unintelligent things. So speaking about good things, things that bring good karma, in RAF you can say there's more or less three big sections. One is charity, helping others, and it's very interesting that according to the Vedas, uh, if you have to see who you help also. It's very important who you help, how you help. There's a process because it depends on the qualification of the person you help. And generally in the Vedic culture, it's recommended that you help spiritual practitioners and spiritually advanced people because they know how to use the money properly for the spiritual growth of everyone. And it's not so recommended to help beggars who will probably buy some alcohol and something with your money. Generally, it's better you give them food directly or something. Um, One note here, there's a funny, interesting idea. It says that if you give whatever charity you give to a qualified person comes back to you. And if you give to someone educated, spiritually educated, the money is a bit educated, the money is returned double. If the money is given to someone fully educated, it's called Brahmana, highly advanced spiritual person. Then this money will be returned hundreds and thousands of times. And if you find someone who actually realized the path, was self-realized, then it is returned by unlimited multiplication. So the simple way to get success from this perspective, you find someone self-realized, you give him €1, and just to make sure you give him 10, and finish. Your life is a success. This is money in the bank. Other thing is called yagya sacrifices, and usually they have fire sacrifices and so on. Usually very complicated. And third thing is austerities. Of course, one thing that should be really properly understood is that these sacrifices and austerities, they can be done in different modes, and if they are done according to the Vedas, then there will be a positive result. um, I met one gentleman at some point. He was fasting completely without water for 20 days. He was like barely moving and barely speaking, and he was telling me, because he knew I'm a spiritual practitioner, he says, I'm doing these austerities, and then he was expecting that I'm impressed, and I was like, just go drink something and eat something and be normal, like because this kind of austerity is actually not recommended in the Vedas. It's just destroying the body. It's just okay. So what are you proving? Um, so there's three types of austerities. There's austerities affected by the different energies, and the best austerities is to get spiritual benefit and according to the guidance of the Vedas. Yeah, this is just scratching the surface, but there are some general principles that generally there's something called bad karma, and we should be very attentive to that, especially meat eating, not very good. And we should see what is good karma, and if we do these actions, so probably all these rich people, they have done some of these maybe austerities, maybe some sacrifices, maybe they helped, maybe they did some charity. I can give you a very specific case, but I don't want to use the name. Um, some person supported one spiritual organization in a strange way, and then later he became very famous. So don't want to say the name. Uh, okay, okay, we'll stop here. Just scratching the surface, giving some principles. See you next time. Thank you so much. Please follow us. Please comment.